Here's where we're at in the kitchen. We got the cabinets in, brand new from Home Depot. It's the in-stock stuff, so we can stain it any color. This wall here had a lot of, there was a piece of sheetrock here and it was just water damaged and mildewy. So we took it out and put a new sheetrock, a good, I think it's 4 feet long by a couple feet. And then I went and fixed up the plaster around it. And all the holes down there there was a lot of holes. I went and patched that up. I went over the electrical, ran the electrical in there a little better. You could see where it was. The electrical line goes up in here in that crack. There was only a 2-plug outlet here. I added 2 on each side. I originally only had one of these, so I'm putting 2. So it's a total of 4 outlets. And over here, same thing. We're filling in all the little holes down at the bottom, you know, so mice don't get in there, stuff like that. And we put another piece of good sheetrock here. This is the green board, so it's mildew resistant. And you want that especially because this is the sink area, so you want to use that kind of sheetrock. And then over here, we put a piece of sheetrock. And the way we did it is we put globs of plaster all on this brick. We cleaned the brick and we put quickcrete bonding adhesive to it before, because bricks, when they get old, they get dusty. So you want to put that glue so that the plaster will stick to the brick. And you can see right here a big clob of plaster, and I did this yesterday. You see a couple clobs of plaster through the little crack there. So, and that's what holds this sheetrock, and you can feel this is solid. That ain't ever gonna come off unless you pry it off. So, and then I added this outlet here into the brick. So what I did is I drilled a hole and I chiseled out this area here in the brick with a chisel to get this little metal plate in there for the electricity. And there was a hole already here, so we ran the electrical line in there, kind of chiseled out in the crack of the bricks, you know, these little grooves here. And then it goes in here into this outlet. And then we buried this line up in there. All this is gonna be covered with cabinetry. Stove's gonna be here. This is gonna be over there, and the island, this is the island that will be in the center here. And then the fridge will be there, and then the 2 little pantry cabinets next to the fridge. And then there'll be 1 piece on top. And then we'll have 1 cabinet up here and 1 cabinet on this side, a smaller one on that side. And no cabinets here, we'll just have the stove with the range hood over there. So today I'm gonna go work on this. I'm gonna be plastering up this spot here. This has already been glued. As you can see, as I touch it, not much dust is falling because that's what the glue is for. And yeah, so I'm gonna go and fix this up here and get another couple pieces of sheetrock and plaster them on to this side of the chimney. And this chimney doesn't work, so it's if anyone's thinking if this is a real chimney, it's no longer in use. It was used for, I think, a wood burning stove. And then another piece of sheetrock on this side will be plastered on as well. And then the cabinets will sit up to about here, so you won't even see down there. So I don't even think I have to mess with the bottom part of the bricks. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And then I'm probably going to be breaking all this plaster because this is falling apart here really bad. It's pretty weak. So what I'm thinking to do here is just take this whole plaster to about up here somewhere and then just put a piece of sheetrock in there instead of fixing this plaster. Because I could fix the plaster, but it's going to take me twice the time to do it. And since it's already fallen out, might as well just break it. And then over here, we'll see about this wall, because this wall's kind of a little bit crumbly too in certain spots. You can see here, it's like, you know, the paint's chipping off and the mud is coming off. So we're gonna see whether or not we need to put sheetrock or just if we can mud over that and make it nice again. But that's where we're at in the kitchen. And the kitchen, what else does it need as far as plumbing? I don't know why they plumbed the drain way over here instead of in the back. Usually it's in the back, but somebody decided to do it way in the back instead of way in the front instead of the back. So I'm not sure if we're gonna fix it or not. We could leave it where it's at, drill a hole through the cabinet where it's at, but ideally, usually it's back here. So I just don't know why it's like that. And I think the electricity is all working in here except for the stove. The stove is this thing here. It's hot too, so I gotta be careful. It's just the wire is just dangling here, and that's hot, so I gotta be careful with that. And then here we got the they must have had a range here before, and this was the little flapping for the range. But I think I want to put it a little higher, so this might get filled up, and we might have to wire this a little bit higher into the wall because I don't know. To me, it looks a little too low. I think the range should be a little bit taller, but we'll see about that. And then also the floor. The floor needs to be torn up. And then the ceiling as well. We need to put sheetrock up in the ceiling. I gotta see if we're gonna keep the lights where they're at. If not, I'm not sure yet. If we are, we're ready to put the sheetrock up. It needs it everywhere. And that's all that I can think of right now. Alright. So I got the sheetrock up. Plaster. Supporting it with a piece of wood till it dries. It's almost dry now. I already got the mudded the corners on, and I got the nails all covered up, so it's already ready for sanding when it dries. Came up pretty good, so no longer looks like old bricks in the kitchen. So it looks real good. Now it just looks like a wall that kind of sticks out, and there's going to be an island here, so it's kind of going to go with the flow of the island. So I'm happy the way that came out. And I still got to do inside the corners here and on the other side, but it's looking good. Next is probably the ceiling sheetrock.